What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. This is Steven in Stereo, and in today's video, we're going to be diving into Wasteland Baby from HOZIER. I'm very much looking forward to this. I have been for quite a while. So in today's video, we're going to be checking out the album. I'm excited. Before we get into this, make sure you guys check out Patreon for the full uncut album reaction to this. I don't cut anything out. You can listen to the entire thing. It's like a album listening party type thing. I like that vibe, right? The YouTube version is usually chopped up for copyright, pacing, all those types of things. So if you're interested in seeing the sort of like much longer video, that more intimate connection, links in the description. I've also got over 100 albums that way. So yeah, go check it out. We're also going to have, you know, the other HOZIER albums we do, we'll be doing those over there as well. So with all that out of the way, I'm very much looking forward to this. The only two songs we're not reacting to, and it's only because I know them, because this has been out for a while now. I know Nana Cried Power, and I know Shrike. Those started because I had done reactions either on Twitch or on YouTube to those songs as live versions or whatever, and then I ended up listening to those songs. So I'm familiar with those, but I've not listened to the rest of this album. So we're starting with Almost, which sweet music. Let's do it.
From the bedside, still about starlight. There was my heart, the drums that start off night and day.
I love that rasp in his voice.
Same kind of music that's on me. I wouldn't know it.
Oh, I love that melodic guitar. That it gives me this like 2000s R&B kind of sound.
Let's get lost and let the good times roll.
Fuck. Man, I love HOZIER is one of those artists that just has a voice that you really have to be like very aware of as he's singing, because you never know when that note's going somewhere bigger than that, or it's bringing in a bunch of rasp or something. He just brings so much soul to his music.
Let's get lost and let the good times roll. Of it don't mean a thing.
Woo!
I got some color back. She thinks so too. I laugh like me.
Okay, it sounds to me, just listening to these lyrics, like maybe HOZIER was in a relationship, or in the song, this relationship ends, and it's almost like him trying to go out and find love somewhere else, and it's almost the love that he had before. Like he's almost back to the version of himself, and he's almost like seeing this person as the person he was with before. So it's like, it's almost like this bittersweet kind of vibe.
I wouldn't foolish heart, don't run this on me. I wouldn't know in the dark.
Oh, those backing harmonies.
I wouldn't know it.
Hey.
I wouldn't know. The very thought of...
Yeah, that's exactly what I was feeling in this. He said, I get along without you very well some other nights. But I think it is that moment where if you're almost over somebody, you're not all the way over them, right? You're still always going to have that little piece that you're going back to. And that is exactly what I'm hearing in this.
Everything all right and
I feel like that melody is so catchy. I need to learn these lyrics.
all right and love. I wouldn't know it starts with music playing in the dark. We still love foolish heart, don't ruin this on me. I wouldn't know it starts with music playing in the dark.
Yeah, there's so much vocally going on. I love this because, one, it's exactly like HOZIER's songwriting is very much like this, right? Where it's a lot of the times, at least from what I've heard, it's very tongue-in-cheek. It's kind of like very metaphorical. And in the song, I like this idea of being almost over somebody, but not completely over them. And so there's this bittersweet feeling of the love and fun that you're experiencing at that moment, but you just can't quite make that person be the person that you still miss. I love HOZIER's voice so much, and that's one of the things that's going to carry throughout this record, is that he's just got such a unique voice. I've talked about this forever. I love the influences that his voice brings. I like this classic rock folk sort of sound. He really nails that, like, that gravelly sound, which is amazing. And then, of course, because everything's epic, right? You got these, like, what sounds like gospel backing vocals. So sick. Okay, movement.
Water from the bottom of a pool. You're moving without moving, and when you move, I move.
Oh my God. I was just gonna say, I love this like darker vibe from him, and then he pulls that backing vocal out, and yep, I'm here.
When you move, I'm put to mind.
Oh shit. Dude, I love that. Just listen to that instrumental open up and Hozier just starts walking on that fucking runway right there.
When you move, I'm put to mind of all that I want to be. So move me, baby.
Woo!
Shake like the bough of a willow tree. You do it naturally. It's no improvement. When you move, I move.
So I can't like tell right away, but it sounds to me like he's like watching this person like move or maybe dance or something. It's almost like he's watching them and kind of like, it's kind of like whatever they're doing is like inspiring him to move too. Almost like whatever they do like brings the life in him to live too.
I'm putting on something so flawed and free.
Fuck.
So move me,
Oh.
baby. Shake like the bough of a willow tree. You do it naturally.
So much power. Steven Crime power. Yeah, it seems to me like because I heard something about Fred Astaire. I think he's watching somebody dance. And I think what he's trying to say is like, whatever you do, I'm going to follow. So just move me, baby. Oh my God. What? Fuck yeah. You know what I really want to hear? I don't know if this has ever been done, but like Florence Welch and Hozier on a track together. Because I hear this instrumental style, and this is exactly like something I would hear from Florence Welch as well, which is these like big, larger than life instrumentals, big string sections, big organs, and like that just creates this very like cathedral-like feeling. And at that same time, having those backing vocals that have that like religious kind of like gospel feel to them, something I'm familiar with in Hozier's work, but I still love it every single time. But I just feel like that would be a cool collaboration. Yeah, by the end of this, I still think it's the same thing. I don't know if it was metaphorically watching somebody dance or like he's literally just like entranced by watching somebody that he cares about or that he's influenced by dancing and how that kind of like draws him in and just wants to move with them as well. Which I think can mean a lot. Like if you really love somebody and you kind of like, I don't know, you look out for them, but you also like watch them, right? You look at the person that you love. And sometimes like we sort of start to mimic the people that we love. We almost move the same way they move. And I think that when you find somebody that you guys move together, right? You start moving around together. That kind of movement can be like a very strong connection. So I don't know if that's what he's trying to say here, but that's what I'm picking up on it. Definitely love those big fucking theatrical vocals though. Oh my God. All right. No plan. Fuck. Woo. That bass is so funky.
For starts, what a waste to say the heart could feel apart. Money if nothing's gained. My heart is thrilled by the still of your hand. That's how I know.
Woo, what are we gonna get?
Understand there's no plan. There's no race to be run.
Yes.
The heart of the rain. Learning this, we got love to get done. Sitting and watch the sunlight fade.
Wait, it kind of sounds to me in this song like just trying to accept the fact. The thing is, I don't know with Hozier because I'm not like as familiar enough with his work enough to know if everything is metaphorical or not. This actually sounds to me like it's almost just kind of like coming to the reality that there's nothing after this. We all rot. And so like we should try to celebrate the life that we have now while we're here rather than focusing on that salvation that we're waiting for that could have been here all along. Oh.
There will be darkness again.
Fuck.
Let it hurt. Let
Dude,
it all-
I mean, I talk about this a lot. I'm a really big fan of these like super groovy bass riffs. I personally just feel, maybe it's just my brain, but my brain responds to whatever frequency comes out when you have these bass riffs and then you have like these super like, they're raspy vocals. They're like a little bit of a soft approach, but because it's HOZIER, even his soft approach still feels like very powerful. So you hear this right here and it's sick.
Safe with me, 'cause the secrets were fire, higher, gardener for months. When I'm lying under marble of flowers, honey, the sweeter I'll be your man.
Yeah, I really am getting that vibe of the song. We are just living in a world in which we have to realize that, at least what I'm picking up on, is that there's nothing after this. And so there's no plan to what we're about to do. We're just going to enjoy the time that we have while we're here, because we don't know when this is going to end. There will be darkness again. So if this is the light that we have, let's fucking use it until it burns out.
If you got love, it's getting late. There's no plan.
Love how much these instrumentals are getting to breathe. Really helps, just very atmospheric kind of vibe, you know?
How notice how deep the sand. I shouldn't hope to know, but here I stand. And there's no plan. There's no race to be run. It's getting late. There's no plan. There's no darkness again.
How is there not a drum fill at the end of that? Are you kidding me? That would have been perfect. I still feel like at the end of this, it is really just, it's that person that fucking takes your mind off the fact that there is nothing. We don't need to be trying to look at what's coming out after. We need to just focus on the now and what we're doing now. Darkness is going to come. The end of the world will be here. We will die. But like, we're here right now. So like, I don't know. Let's just be together. We don't need to have a plan. We need to just maybe like remember this is going to happen, but also like focus on the now. You can't control the, at some point you are going to be so fucking dead. I like that these instrumentals are really like giving some space, really allowing a lot of like room for those instrumentals. I think sometimes I think about HOZIER's music and I think it's going to be very lyrically heavy and lyrically dense. Because I feel like the first record I listened to, there's just so many metaphors. And I think that sometimes maybe my brain isn't quite there. But what I love is that so far, I feel like I'm getting the idea of these songs, but I also love that these instrumentals are just like so kind of captivating as well. So like these songs are good, even if you have no fucking idea what's going on in the lyrics. And I think that's really important. I mean, HOZIER is one of the most, I saw that he's like number 32 on Spotify. Like out of every musical artist. That's fucking crazy. I was thinking in my head, like, wow, there are like billions of people. And like our music chart literally has like a top like 50, top 100. It's crazy. I don't know. There's so much good music out there. All right, this is Nobody.
You know it's 12 o'clock in Soho, baby. It's 10 o'clock where I wake up, I don't know. And I think about but I've had no love like your love.
Oh yeah.
From nobody.
I love that. HOZIER's like, I've been all over the world. I've experienced all the things in the world, which means, you know, not only have you experienced those things, but that means that you've probably toured the world in the dating scene as well, right? I've done all these amazing things that I can brag about and be happy about. But I ain't never met nobody like you. I ain't never had nobody again like you.
Hold if I saw you ever try to be the same. I wouldn't fall for you and even know it. Excitement of 1,000 daughters. Soothing of your voice at first chance.
Oh, what?
I'll take the bed warmed by the body.
That's fast. I can't do that.
I once warmed my head
Oh, yeah.
over a burning Maserati.
So you say I once warmed my hands over a burning Maserati? Again, that is a very like like that's the reality lyric right there. Like, I have had all the riches. Again, I believe this is all metaphorical, but I've had all the riches. Like a Maserati would be, for most people, that would be the idea of, oh, I made it. This is success, right? And he's like, no, I've literally burned those things to warm myself because none of that matters as much as the love that I have experienced with you. Oh, yeah. I like can't figure out these instrumentals. I never know what they're gonna keep in and what they're gonna pull out of it. Oh, see what I'm saying? Come on. I can't tell if that is a synth, a sample, a pad, or, I mean, it would still be a sample, but I don't know if they just like recorded those and then like pitched them and threw some effects on them, but I think it sounds really fucking cool in this. And again, I think I picked up on the lyrics. I could be absolutely wrong, and I feel like I usually am, although you guys do tend to tell me that I'm not always wrong. But I feel like in this song, it's just kind of like likening all these things that you experience in the world, but how none of those things can replace what it's like to find, you know, even a good or a bad relationship, that experience that you get with when you love somebody, even if it's not the relationship for you, but when you are, even, it could be the worst relationship for you. And I feel like you can look at this the same way, although you could say like, you know, I can burn all this stuff down because nobody's going to treat me like you did. But in this one, I love that it's a positive look on this thing. I have experienced all this in my life. I've done all these travels. I've had the riches, but love is the most important, or at least this relationship, what I feel with you, is something I've never experienced with anybody else. So I feel like it's positive, but it's HOZIER, so you never fucking know. All right, this is To Noise Making, Sing.
Remember when you'd say, just couldn't hope to know that song and know its words. Wouldn't claim to feel the same we felt the first time.
Wait, this is like a kind of a different vocal style from him than I've heard before. This is the benefit of not listening to all of his music yet. It's like you get to uncover even more.
Hope to know that song and know its words. Wouldn't claim to feel the same we felt the first time it was heard. I couldn't your emptiness to melody, your awful heart to song.
Your emptiness to melody, your awful heart to song. Yes.
You don't have to sing it nice, but honey, sing it strong. At best, you'll find a little remedy. At worst, the world will sing along.
Oh.
So honey, sing, 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 sing. Remember when you'd sing?
I feel like I love that HOZIER is making this song. You have to remember that it doesn't matter how people look at you, what people say about you, those feelings that you have inside. Sometimes we have to let things go. We have to fucking scream, right? We have to let it out. Some people go for a run. Some people go bowling. Some people sing. And I think it's really important because I always talk about how music is so therapeutic for these artists and also for us as consumers. I listen to music to escape the feelings that I'm feeling and also for myself to understand that other people are feeling the same way I am. And what I like is that HOZIER, who is somebody, by the way, who makes that kind of music, I like that HOZIER is somebody that's saying like, you have to fucking remember that like, it is a lot of doom and gloom. So do the things that make you happy or do the things that make you feel like you're alive. I mean, at the end of the day, like fucking live while you're here.
You didn't always sing it right, but who could call you wrong? Put your emptiness to melody, your awful heart to song. You don't have to sing it nice.
This is my favorite song so far because these lyrics are so accurate.
You'll find a little remedy. At worst, the world will sing along. I'm broken, I'll be brave again. Honey, hope even on this side of the grave again. And until you hear that music play again.
Yes.
Honey, sing.
Dude, as somebody who literally was saved by music numerous times and honestly on a regular basis, I feel like I have to fucking call in the emergency, which is the fucking music to save me from another crisis and that I have created myself within myself. But I feel like that's exactly what HOZIER is reminding us too. Is like, be here for the next song, sing the next song, just remember there's another song to sing.
Sing, sing, honey, sing,
Those choir vocals are everything, especially anytime Hozier does them. It's just. And when I say Hozier I like when he's doing the choir vocals, I just mean I like when he includes them on these songs. I obviously know that he's not involved in those. It is what it is. Anyways, I absolutely feel like this song is about what I think it's about. I think it's just that reminder that if that's the thing that you find that is your remedy, if that's the thing that you get a little bit of melody out of, that thing that you can actually be there, that like you find your therapy in, that you can get yourself out of whatever situation you're in, or at least find some comfort and solace in those moments, do it. Sing. Remember to dance. Remember it's okay if people, look at you funny or think that you're goofy or any of those things. Who gives a fuck? At the end of the day, if it's the thing that is therapeutic for you to get you out of your circumstance, fucking do that shit. And I love just how beautiful this song is composed. I feel like when you have those choir, so one, like just the vibe of the song already, it's very accessible, very approachable. And again, you can tell that it's very endearing. You feel like you're kind of like being pulled into the song while you're taking on this, like, I don't know, this journey, just reminding you that like music is beautiful and it can be your escape. But then again, those choir vocals come in and like that soul just goes into your soul. You really do feel this song. And it's my favorite song on this album so far because I just love these lyrics. As somebody who has survived through the shit, I can tell you that music, if that's something that's really important to you, music can really be, it's my fucking lifeline. All right, this is As It Was.
Never I'd have life enough, my heart is screaming out. Ever here that's left of me.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. There's like so much going on here. I don't want to be annoying, but I love this guitar riff.
I will be there, love. Just as it was.
There's something about the fact that that acoustic guitar is it's being played imperfectly, almost on purpose. There's something about that like almost out of tune kind of feeling that makes it sound so fucking raw. Oh shit. Oh. So I feel like I'm picking up this is a relationship that fell apart, that time eventually took its toll on somebody. I can't tell if maybe this was somebody that was waiting for them or just somebody that was waiting for them to come around or whatever the case may be. But you can tell that, that's something that maybe that love was lost. So maybe that love was there as it was. It is there no more. I love the dark feeling, the dreadful sort of feeling that this song has, that acoustic guitar, again, some of the notes just being off a little bit on purpose. Like you can do that. You know what I mean? It adds something. Oh yeah. I'm a simple guy. Like, it doesn't take much, man. You just give me enough mood in a song and I'm gonna love it. By the end of the song, I feel like this could go two ways. One, it's that relationship that fell apart, that love fell apart. But again, back to the metaphors. Don't know if this is because that love actually died or because that person died. It kind of felt at the end. And again, we're going back to the metaphors. I don't know if we're just likening, the lights were as bright as the love and all this thing, like the light, you'd be in a bright room if you were in an operating room, or if you were like in a morgue and you were dying, and then that would go, darkness would come. I don't know. It just felt like at the end, that last verse was giving me the idea that possibly someone could be deceased, or it's a metaphor for love. Either way, that mood, the sort of like tense feeling, this dreadful like misery that you kind of feel in the song because of that riff, that acoustic guitar just sounding so good. This is the kind of style that I love from Hozier so much. Okay, again, I know Shrike, so this next one is Talk. really digging the vibe of As It Was and Talk when it comes to these guitar riffs.
I'd be the voice that urged or fear. I'd be the immediate forgiveness in your idiocy. Imagine being the things I would do. So I try to talk and I'd be the last true love.
So you can hear it. I mean, obviously they use a main part of it. He does that, like he does a couple of those vocal runs. They're using them to kind of like, kind of layer throughout the back, but you can actually hear it in the verse too. There's like a layer of his vocal that kind of like comes up every once in a while, almost like an instrument. I fucking love that. You guys know that though.
And our dreams of kids marveling at God.
The way that bass catches.
One final time, there is the sea. All the things I would do, so I try. I won't deny. I've got in my mind now all the things we could do, so I tried it all.
Okay. So I'm gonna guess that the hi-hat sound, wait, let me make sure. The hi-hat sound was Hozier's voice, I think, or at least if it wasn't, it was maybe the producer. But I think that's a really cool element that now that I know that, I could probably go back and hear it more, but it's crazy because you don't really notice that because there's so much going on. You get to the end of the song and you hear that and you're like, fuck, that's probably going on the whole time. And I love that because that means that this song actually had a lot of his vocals going on, because it wasn't just those hi-hats. I told you, I could hear it was either a melody or a counter melody. I couldn't quite tell, but it was using his vocals, which I think is so cool and unique. It's something that, we see in hip hop all the time, but it's really cool to hear it in this type of setting. I'm going to guess based on the lyrics. My best guess on first listen is that this track is almost this idea that like, it feels very like sexy, like it feels heavy, it feels sexy, it feels like he's, trying to like, it's almost like this seductive song. And it's almost trying to say like, because I can tell so much truth, at least this felt like in the beginning, it's like, because I'm so honest, I could be the voice that makes that person, buried in the ground. Like I can have those things. So because of how I feel about you, if we talk, this is going to be so powerful because you're finally going to know how I feel about you. I'm probably totally butchering that one because there's just so much going on in the production side of it. And like, that's why, like, sometimes I see the comments, people are like, why don't you read the lyrics with it? That's not how I listen to music. My brain doesn't work that way. So if I read the lyrics, that's all I'm doing. Like if we read the lyrics, then we might as well just sit here with a piece of paper, read the lyrics, and me just read them to you, because my brain can't read the lyrics, listen to the song, pick up on the things that all matter. That's not how it works. I always listen to music by listening to music. Maybe a different time I look at the lyrics and stuff, but I listen to the music because we didn't always have the access to the lyrics right away. So my brain has learned to appreciate music this way. That's why I do it this way, if you've ever wanted to know. All right, this is B. A lot of really cool, like, just instrument work in this record.
When Atlas acts a maggot makes his arms shake. With the same sweet shock of when
So what I just picked up on that, I heard the religious imagery, all these things about the world ending, all this doesn't matter. What HOZIER is reminding us to is like, no matter when the gates of heaven are locked for you, whenever hell locks you out, whenever the world ends around you and it has to be reborn and all those things, whenever that first sin is committed again, be you, no matter what that looks like. And I mean, it's the beginning of the song that could change, but to me, that's just that reminder that there's nothing after this, right? That's what we're hearing through this. We're gonna ride. And with that, you have to remember that no matter what takes over the world, no matter what, starts to control everything, you have to find a way to be yourself and be you. It's the only authentic life you're going to be able to live. And watch me be wrong about that. Oh. Fucking such a sick riff.
We're giving people a sack. Love when the sea rises to meet us. Oh, and there's nothing left for you and I to do.
Oh my god, this is just like complete destruction of the world.
Upstairs to receive me as you've always been.
Dude. Fuck, dude. It's so good. This is my second favorite song now. Oh my god. Fucking sing it, bro. What the fuck? Dude, I don't know if I'm right about the lyrics to this song at all, but I don't even care. Definitely one of my favorite songs on this album for so many reasons. What I'm picking up on is that, like, when the world ends, when everything falls apart, it has to be rebuilt again. Don't change. Like, be the person you've always been. That's the person that, like, that's your true authentic self. I'm in love with this person. Like, I've seen all the best things of this, and this is the best version of you. And I never want that person to change. So when all fails, when everything is over, they're burning, and, you're locked out of heaven, you're locked out of all these things, it doesn't matter. Don't change yourself for anyone else. At least that's what I picked up on. And I really love that because it's just that reminder, just like to noise making, to sing. Remember to sing so you can, like, let that energy out. Well, also, like, remember to be. Don't just sing, but be. Be that person that you are no matter what else is happening. His delivery through this, truly magical. I don't even know what else to say. The HOZIER is truly magical. Is just something so big about his voice, and it carries so much. And in this song, there's so many just, like, big theatrical moments. And I love that, like, it just never ends. I feel like watching HOZIER live would be something beautiful for so many reasons. I think the guy's like 9 feet tall. That alone would be interesting. But imagine, a giant up there singing gigantic ballads like this. Oof. All right, this is Dinner and Diatribes. Oh, these vocals in the back. You know what? I don't even think that's a voice doing that high note. It's either a guitar with an effect, or it's like a synth or a key. Scarcely can speak for my thinking, what you tell me, tell me, man. It's the kind of love I've been dreaming of. His instrumentals have so many just, like, pieces to them that I feel like it's so hard first time listen to even pick up on everything that's going on. Like, this is insane. I mean, and then, like, every once in a while, like, he'll introduce like a new instrumental. Now we got like a flute or like a wind instrument going. And what I love is that all the while we're still making a lot of that instrumental with his vocals, or at least with some backing vocals going. Again, it just adds like a lot of depth to these fucking songs. Hey. let that voice go forever. What? Sorry, gotta hear those vocals again. I should find out what a diatribe is. Okay, so a diatribe is a forceful and bitter verbal attack against someone or something. So what I pick up based on those lyrics is maybe just the idea of being in a relationship where like you look forward to the moments when you like have the love, even if you know it's going to be an attack against you that entire time. So dinner and diatribes, literally you look forward to being in love and having dinner with this person, even though you know that they're going to tear you down the entire time or rip you apart. It doesn't matter because you're just so brought on to that love. And people have been in these relationships. I personally have been in a relationship like this where it's like, I really cared about the person and I really loved spending time with them, even though they were just assholes, but like you couldn't help. I don't know. There's something about that. And some people are really drawn to that. I know people that have been in relationships where I'm like, huh? But then at the same time, it's like, you know, maybe people think that about yours, even if you don't fight. I guess it's just, the reality is you never know what people really want. I feel like there's some sort of metaphor going on here though, because I don't know if that's really what HOZIER wants or if it's just the idea that, you know, this kind of love can be toxic. All right, this is Would That I. That, I actually thought that I fucking said that wrong. Okay. Got that little country twang right here. I'm into it.
True that I saw her hair like the branch of a tree. Willow dancing on air before covering me.
Wait, I love this. It's got a very folk sound to it, and I like this higher voice he's singing in.
Like the branch of a tree. Willow dancing on air before covering me. Under cotton and calicos. Over canopy dapple long ago. It's not tonight.
Fuck.
But I said a lie.
He's got a voice that cannot be stopped. Are you kidding me?
It's not tonight. Oh, it's not tonight.
Oh my god.
You hold me tight.
I could literally hear him do this forever. What?
Let a fire bright. With each love I could lose, I was never the same. Watching.
I can tell with his vocal production too, the way that they like whatever they're doing at the end, you can tell they're either having him just sing it once and then they're pitching it, or they're just like switching a couple octaves. But I love that they really cover the masses of the octaves with his voice, because it really allows him to harmonize every word, or at least it sounds that way. I mean, it could even be like just a pad under that, but I really do love that because I think it makes the vocals hit even harder, especially when you're singing in this higher range like he is now. It adds like even more depth to those notes. You can kind of hear it maybe right here.
It's not tonight. Where I'm said a lie. And I blink and say, oh, you're good to me.
Oh, yeah.
Good to me.
Woo.
Oh, you're good to me, baby. November glows. Although
Did he say, though I handled the wood, I still worship the flame?
I handle the wood, I still worship the flame. Don't
I kind of like that. It's like, even though like I was part of the building of this, I find myself drawn to the destruction of it as well.
There I stood as you licked off the grain. Though I've handled the wood, I tonight.
Fuck.
When I'm said a lie, now I blink and say, oh, you're blinding light. Oh, can blaze alright. Oh, you're good to me. Oh, you're good to me, oh, baby.
I'm going to take a swing at what I think the song's about. So it's going to be a swing and a miss. but it almost sounds to me like he is addressing both life and therefore death at the same time. And so he's trying to say that the life that he's lived, the wood that he handled, the love that he, you know, sprinkled throughout the world, whatever those things are, the life that has been lived, he understands that at one point life will cease to exist. Life will burn down. And just as much as he appreciates the love and the time that he's here, he also seems to appreciate, or at least respect and understand, the destruction and end that is inevitable. And it's almost like he's saying, well, it's not tonight. Like, at least that's what I'm picking up. He's saying like, well, tonight's not the night. Like, this isn't going to be the end of it. So let's just enjoy this moment. Could be absolutely wrong, but because it does feel that way. Again, we're talking about a metaphor man here. So I'm doing my best trying to pick those metaphors up. I love the delivery of this so much. I love that higher voice that he sings in. I love, again, that epic sort of feeling. Everything just feels so built up and theatrical, something that I've really come to just kind of be like drawn to in Hozier's music. All right, this is Sunlight. Oof. Those harmonies, come on. Fuck. Just that fucking harmony that they hold right there. So I kind of feel like with that whole section, all we love is sunlight, all we know is sunlight. I think he says all we love is sunlight. I think I'm gonna be wrong, but what I'm picking up on is almost the idea that we sort of like only look towards the light. We only worship the good things. We only like tend to be drawn to the good things, and we almost like forget that the darkness exists and what kind of goes on in the darkness, or also just having that yin and yang to life. In order to have the good, you have to have the bad too. Again, probably not what he's saying, but it's at least what my brain's going to. Fuck. This is so moody right here. I don't know why, but like this gospel moment or this like choir moment is just like, I don't care how many times he does it, it's getting better and better every time. It has to be so beautiful too, because the fucking chorus it does. Wait, what? Oh man. He has the opportunity to do the coolest thing right here. If that would transition in, I mean, I didn't think it would. I haven't really heard that kind of thing going on. Okay, I have an idea about what the song's about. He says something about like, the wax is melted, I need to see under sunlight. So the idea being that like the candle is burnt out in the dark, so we have to wait until the sunlight again. And I almost feel like the song is metaphorically about how we like, there is lightness, there is darkness, and people will be drawn to the light, and that's the only time they can operate. So when the darkness comes, when the bad times come, they can't seem to find a flame to move forward in life. So you find yourself shutting down until that sunlight is back, until happiness is back, until, you know, sort of like the rays, the easy rays of sunshine in life are back. And I think this is just a reminder we all love the sunlight, but we have to understand that loving the darkness helps us navigate it, because if you can bring your sunlight into the darkness, your wax doesn't melt. You've got this candle, you've got illumination through that dark part. Probably completely wrong, but I'm definitely picking that up on the song. But the delivery of it, it's like the lyrics are one thing, but like this has to be like the biggest theatrical moment on the record, I feel like, so far, because it's got this very, again, we're repeating that choir, but that build up and those big epic like voices and all those harmonies. And again, these runs just coming to life. It's building up something very like, it's a big fucking deal, right? It feels apocalyptic. And I love that HOZIER just has that music. It's almost just like, it's driven with this like folk sound of just sadness, but there's like this overwhelming, like almost like wanting to be your guide, or like sort of like this, like someone to like guide you through this, to remember that like we have the power within us to fucking like, I don't know, like control how we feel in these environments. That's at least how I'm feeling. So this is the last track, and it's Wasteland, baby. And let's do it. Fascinated by the guitar work on this, by the way. I don't know why in my head didn't even think about what I was going to be getting on this record in terms of that. So I'm really stoked to be hearing just some awesome riffs.
All the fear and the fire of the end of the world happens home-faced here too. Wasteland, baby, I'm in love with you. And I love to let love soon might end. Lately, you're my wasteland, baby.
I kind of like this idea of just this like love and like all the memories that you kind of go through as that's kind of happening. And I feel like, you know, I've got this underwater kind of sound, which I'm not like the biggest fan of, I'm not gonna lie. I would have liked it just in the beginning, but like it's still going. But I also understand for the dramatic purposes of it, I think the whole point, just like the album fucking cover, it's like you're underwater, you're drowning in all this shit, but like you're looking forward to the things that you do love. And so it's almost like, yeah, we're all kind of going down on this ship together, but I'd rather be doing it in love.
Be still my indelible friend, wasteland, baby. And the day that we'll have on.
That's in the day that we watch the death of the sun. So that's what it feels like. It feels like, you know, with the idea of this being a wasteland, the world being over, this apocalypse is gonna happen, right? Like we might as well just appreciate like being in love, and like maybe we can, you know, seeking a friend for the end of the world, you know, or the end of the universe.
And you gaze unafraid as they sob from the sea with you. And I love to that love soon might end. You're my wasteland, baby.
I mean, you gotta think the world's gonna end, you might as well just fall in love for it, right?
You are a great wasteland, baby.
He didn't even realize that like a year later the pandemic would be here and people really need this song.
In the absence of green, wasteland, baby. I'm in love with you.
He says that's it. I feel like this song on its own can sum up this whole album, which it makes sense why this is titled the way it is, which is that it's almost like this entire record is just a reminder of that, like when shit gets tough, when life happens, because it's going to, like we can play the game of seeing the good and being real at the same time about what's real. And the reality is that regardless of what you believe in, at some point this world ceases to exist, right? And we could dwell on that. We can fucking sit here and dwell on that. But that doesn't really make for a very happy life, does it? And at the same time, though, we could also dwell and dive further and live our lives in this absolute consistent state of existential dread and depression, which a lot of us do. It's hard to acknowledge the fact that none of this matters at some point, right? But it does matter right now. And I think that's what this record is really trying to remind people of. Wasteland Baby as a track totally gives me this idea of appreciate the things that you're doing now. Fall in love now. Find somebody that you can be with in this wasteland so that when it's all over, you celebrated your love and your life and all those things. When all the green is gone, when all the light is gone, when the sunlight is gone, it's the same thing when I think about the song Sunlight, which is like, it's not always going to be happy. I mean, like, fuck, I got family shit going on right now that is not happy, right? But like, what can I do? Yeah, I mean, some stuff's out of our control. And so like, I struggle, we do things, we're sad about these things, right? But also like, we have to appreciate the now and the moments that we have with these people, because at the end of the day, this is all going to end. And the thing is, like, when people are like, well, you never really know how much time you have left, that's true, but you are aware that you have a limited amount of time. And so you can waste that, or you can celebrate these moments. And I feel like throughout this, that's what we're getting. I mean, granted, there is like other stuff sprinkled in here, but I think the overwhelming feeling of this record, especially with it being named this, is just that reminder that like when we're drowning, just like the cover, when we're drowning, because we're all drowning, because life is forever us drowning. And at some point the sea level reaches above and we lose, right? And we have to be able to navigate life that way. And I love that Hozier puts it into a wonderful perspective here, with the perspectives of life and love and all those things. But the things that really stick out to me through this, I think about like to noise making. To me, that is such an anthemic song, this reminder of like how important music is and how important it is to let that music live through you and remind yourself that it doesn't matter what people think about you or how they feel about you or any of those things. We're on a limited time here. So sing and do the things that make you happy. And maybe people like it and they sing, maybe they don't. Doesn't matter. You get that release. It's the same way I feel about B. I feel like B is that same thing. No matter what changes in the world, no matter what we end up going through, don't ever change who you are. Be your beautiful and authentic self. And I feel like throughout this record, I'm just reminded of that time and time again. So just from a lyrical perspective, I really love this. Going right into the composition of this, I would say every single song on this record had something so beautiful from the production side of things, and I love that so much. The only song that I don't love the production on is actually one of my favorite songs on this, which is Wasteland Baby. That EQ effect, that filter, that whatever that they have his voice going through, it works for like the first 30 seconds or whatever. But I think like it gets grating after a while because I really like the song. And I feel like a live version, obviously that's going to be gone. And so that's going to be awesome. I'll go find one. It'll be perfect. But with this, like the replay value is kind of hard, right? Because I don't know, this is just personal opinion, but I just feel like the production of something can really make or break something. And I feel like the vocal, the reason I'm pointing this out is because it's the only time on this record that I felt that way. Hozier's voice is so strong, it doesn't need anything like that. Like, we don't need it. We'll take it for the dramatic effect, but then that's it. I will give them credit that I understand it matches the theme of this, including the photo on the front of the record. And that's why, like, I totally think it should be there, but for the whole song, it's kind of hard. Otherwise, I love the sound of this record. It sounds so rich and so full. I love those choir vocals so much. They just draw me in such a beautiful way. They take these emotions that I'm already feeling in these songs. These songs are heavy, by the way, right? So you're taking these songs and you're adding even more soul to them, adding even more depth. I feel like the emotion is just pouring out, all the while having these amazing guitar riffs throughout this. Again, I don't know why I didn't even think to myself just how much guitar work is going to be in this. I guess it's just because I haven't listened to a full record from Hozier in like 4 years. And so I love the guitar work. I love the riffs. I like that there's some like, some like country and almost like southern kind of vibes, mixed obviously with that like folk style that we know from Hozier, and a lot of rock oriented feeling, and not just from those guitars or the drums, but also from Hozier's vocals. Again, that gravelly sound is something that's so powerful, but you can do a lot with it. So we get ballads, we get love songs, we get soft songs, we also get these harder songs too. And what's really cool to me is hearing the amount of times that he would do like a harmony or a melody or like a cool run, and then like we would hear that as a layer of the track the rest of the time. Something, again, I see in hip hop production a lot. Really cool to hear it on something like this. And because these instrumentals, there's a lot of instruments, but these instrumentals feel very concise, right? So it's really cool to get to hear those like vocals and stuff being turned into instruments because there's room for them. Like it makes space for them in a really cool way. I really love this record. This is a lot of fun for me. I feel like this is one of those records you're gonna have to revisit with lyrics, right? But like I always say, I don't react that way. I've tried before, but then all I do is read lyrics. And to me, it does not hit the same because I can read lyrics all day. I need all of it put together. So to me, without even reading it, just from what I feel like the record is about on first listen, I really love this. I think that he managed to really capture the doom of the end of the world, but mixed with the love of just embracing life now. And I think when you're able to do that and pull it off in a way that is this beautiful, we have no choice but to absolutely love this. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you guys smash the like button if you guys like this. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see the full uncut album reaction video, which is an hour and 24 minutes-ish, hour and 23 minutes. That's going to be a lot longer than the YouTube version. So if you guys want to check that out, the link's in the description. We listen to the entire songs. We don't cut anything out. YouTube, literally, I get blocked on so much. So I chop these things up. I know they're mangled sometimes. So if you guys want to see the whole video, links in the description. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and stopping by. Let me know your 3 favorite songs. I'm going to say, man, picking a third. Okay. I'm going to say that To Noisemaking, B, and maybe I'm going to go with Sunlight. I'm going to go with Sunlight. Now, this is going to change when I listen to this album more, but I think Sunlight's going to be my 3rd favorite just because I like the idea of like embracing light into the darkness. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.